Hello everyone, and welcome to Art Smart. Not every book that comes out on the market is necessarily as strong when it comes to teaching you about art as others. And so sometimes here on Art Smart, I like to tell you about books that have been around for a while that I think are going to benefit you, even if it's not the freshest book review possible. This is a book that I think you should know about. It is called Mouse Tracks. It's the story of Walt Disney Records. And as you can see down here, these are the authors, and there is a foreword by Leonard Maltin. Leonard Maltin is a Disney film fanatic, and he is somebody who has been instrumental in making sure a lot of the Disney product has been made available again to audiences, be it television films, these records, or other classic films. So you should definitely read his foreword. This is a good book when you are trying to learn about the history of Walt Disney Records and why they were a vital part of the record industry starting in the 1950s. Most people don't realize that records were an early way for people to take their films home with them and for them to experience their Disney films, their Disney television shows on an ongoing basis in their home. There was no DVD at that time, and even television that a lot of families did not have the same clarity when you were trying to see the films that were shown on there. Yes, Walt Disney would show his films on the television a lot, but a lot of times it was in black and white, and it was in a very limited scope on the small television screens at the time. So having a record was a way for people to experience Walt Disney in a very different way. And so I think this is a good book to check out. Now, this book takes you all the way from the 1950s up through the 1960s, and it does a wonderful job of doing that. As you go through the book, there are a lot of pictures to show you who the voice actors were. There are also quite a bit of these little sections here that break off and tell you about some of the spotlight artists that did a lot of work for the Walt Disney Record Studio over the years. Now, one major negative that I have about this particular book is it kind of treats everything with equal footing. So if you are trying to find what are the best records to go back and listen to and really experience Walt Disney Records, unfortunately, this doesn't really give you a very good gauge on what are the best ones to go back and listen to. However, if you would like to just view the entire spectrum of Walt Disney Records and see what the different forms were, this is a great book to tell you about each and every different type of avenue, whether it's children's records, whether it was classical music, whether it was record albums that were competing with other record albums, and of course there were also all kinds of records that were talking about the Disney films themselves. So I definitely recommend that you check this book out. It is a breezy read. It's not overly researched, meaning it's not too academic, but there is quite a bit of information here, and this is a great source to get started if you are trying to build up your record collection and understand that interesting history from about 1950 up through about 1990, where records were valuable to the Disney company. Thank you for listening, thank you for reading, and I hope you are just a little bit more art smart. Bye-bye, everybody.